In this episode of Step Into the Blue, at the San Jose Police Academy, the days can start early. As most of the city sleeps, the members of Class 16 are already in formation practicing drill. And later, they call it PT, which stands for physical training. How will Class 16's recruits handle this demanding exercise program?
Police officers come from all walks of life. Some start their careers right out of college. Others were business people, and many served in the military. But before they become police officers, all of them spend time as recruits at the police academy. Now, join the recruits of the San Jose Police Academy as they prepare to step into the blue.
Inspection!
It's early, very early on a Tuesday morning. In fact, some people might call this dark 30. As the sun makes its first appearance of the day, we find the recruits of Class 16 practicing drill, which involves marching and moving in formation as a single unit. They'll also utilize these formations when lining up for inspections by the Academy staff and department command staff. At this early stage of the Academy, you might notice that some of the marching and facing movements are a little rough around the edges, but there are plenty of practice sessions ahead. Within weeks, the recruits will move in precise synchronization. Training Officer Matthew Curley explains the purpose behind drill.
The value of drill is to teach them leadership skills, teach them command presence, to work as a team, to move together as a team, as that relates to what they'll be doing in police work, in a riot control situation where we're asked to form up. We set up like they do in drill in organized lines and move in a group, and they get that first-hand foundation in doing the drill formations here in the academy.
As if the class hadn't already done enough marching, it's time to head back on foot to the academy. At least now the sun is up. Awaiting their arrival is Sergeant Chris Monahan, the academy director. A few days earlier, we spoke with Sergeant Monahan about his job.
My job as the director of our police academy is to ensure that the appropriate training is being done for all the police recruits that are brought to our academy. So I look at the overall operation of both components of our academy, both the day-to-day management of the recruits and the day-to-day management of the staff, equipment, and scheduling.
It's a huge responsibility. Because the San Jose Police Academy is state certified, Sergeant Monahan also has to ensure the curriculum meets their requirements along with the city's. Plus, other local law enforcement agencies send their recruits to be trained at the San Jose Police Academy. So Sergeant Monahan and his staff must also ensure that those recruits receive the appropriate training required by each of those departments. Class 16 has now arrived back at the academy, but before heading for the classroom, they again line up in formation, this time for the daily flag-raising ceremony. As Sergeant Monahan explains, the lessons to be learned from the flag raising are as important as anything taught in the classroom.
What we do every day, pending any bad weather, is we fly the colors. We fly our flag, an American flag and a state of California flag, on a daily basis here. We instill a great deal of respect for the flag, both of our state and of our country, and the patriotism that goes with that, the honor, the courage, the sacrifice that many have made before us and those that will make after us, and we want to instill that respect in the recruits.
To enhance motivation and strengthen team unity, each academy class creates a motto. Class 16's motto is "Never Quit," a phrase the recruits shout in unison whenever they fall out from formation.
1-6, never quit!
During the lunch break, we met up with recruit Ivan Loomis, a California native who served both in the Marine Corps and the Air Force before deciding to join the San Jose Police Department.
I wanted to come to work for San Jose in part because I'd heard a lot of good things about both the city and the department. One of the things that I'd heard, and I've actually found to be really true, is that I guess the department's kind of innovative, and I was really amazed talking with the instructors, especially over at the range as well as ATT, in that they're like, hey, like, show me a better way. And it wasn't you run into things, especially coming from the military and stuff, where it's like, this is how you do it because we've done it since 1775, so that's how you do it. And then so coming here and coming into an environment that's really forward thinking also, where it's like, hey, yeah, that's great because people did it forever, but try this, it actually works. And you're like, oh, wow, that makes sense. And so that was definitely really refreshing, especially in an organization this large.
The next classroom session is also designed to motivate the recruits, this time about the importance of maintaining a high level of physical fitness.
It's important, I believe, because the job is so ballistic. What these officers do day in and day out, what they're about to do when they get there 5 months down the line. And it's stress. It's help them with the stress and, of course, to feel good about themselves. I think when you work out, you eat right, you do your CrossFit, you do your regular workout, whether it's running or biking, or not, I shouldn't say regular, other workouts, I think it's good for the body and it's good for the soul.
Before the actual physical training program can begin, Lieutenant Sullivan and the other PT instructors do an initial evaluation to measure each recruit's level of fitness. Some may need to work on improving their stamina, while others may need to increase their flexibility or build strength.
Strength factor is huge. You know, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. Crooks don't see gender. They don't want to go to jail. The job for them is to get away or to fight, and our job is to win or catch them and to put them in the jail. And they have to understand that, again, this job is very physical and they have to be ready to do it. And if they look good and they feel good, like one of the recruits mentioned here, the crooks, I think they sense that, and that might avoid, just that alone, might avoid a fight. Whereas if they look dumpy, they have the gut, they're a little bit sheepish or not confident, hey, fight's on.
Fighting with a combative suspect or jumping over fences while chasing a burglar or car thief are just a few of the ways officers can be injured. Repetitive movement can also be a factor. Imagine spending an entire 30-year career getting in and out of a patrol car dozens of times each day while wearing a 10 to 15-pound duty belt.
What we find in law enforcement, number one, is the back problems, the back joint ligaments. That's 90% of our issues, so that's why people are leaving law enforcement. But cancer's on the rise. We have strokes and things like that are on the rise, and we got to combat that. And our job to get rid of these physical disablers is to keep in shape. The top shape we just find studies show that it reduces these risks and the physical disablers that officers, face day in and day out.
Come on now, don't quit. Let's go. It's the first round of the next set. Let's go. Attaboy. 3, 2, 1, break. Yeah.
I envy you right now.
I think we're going to be doing some 440s and a little more CrossFit at Peter Burnett coming up Friday. Any questions from you guys?
No, sir.
Nobody hurt? No, sir. Everybody's good? Yes, sir. Put your... quit. Okay, on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 6, never quit. Very nice. Go have a good day. Weight room's open. CrossFit is open.
Did Lieutenant Sullivan just announce CrossFit is open? Yes, he did. And yes, the recruits did just finish an hour and a half of PT. But before they head home to study and get their uniform and equipment ready for the next day, many of them first drop by one of the department's gyms for another workout. But as you can see, this isn't a typical gym or weight room. This is the San Jose Police Department's CrossFit gym. The CrossFit program is designed to provide anyone with a high degree of physical conditioning, regardless of their current level of fitness. How does CrossFit differ from a typical workout? Lieutenant Sullivan explains.
It's about mobility, about total fitness, about getting them to what I call the red zone, get them to the wall. I mean, regular run, I know what I'm doing because I go 110% because that's all I got and getting older. But the recruit, I can't judge that. I can semi-judge it. With CrossFit, it's measurable and it's time-bound, and I know when they're working hard. It's built into the program, and I love it.
CrossFit is an effective group training program, in part because everyone on the team does the same exercises, but each activity is scaled to the individual's level of conditioning. For example, all the recruits do bench presses, but stronger recruits will do sets with more weight than someone with less strength. Since each person's workout regimen is determined by their fitness level, they can progress at their own rate while still participating with the group. While weightlifting is a common gym activity, CrossFit also involves some unconventional but very effective exercises that you might not have seen before. And the CrossFit exercise routine itself changes on a daily basis. The goal is a high level of overall fitness rather than competency in just one area such as running or weightlifting. San Jose PD's CrossFit gym is open 24/7, so it's not unusual to find department employees working out at all hours. In our next episode of Step Into the Blue, family members of the recruits attend their own police academy. And as you've no doubt heard, the police seem to have a language all their own. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Step Into the Blue.